Asteroids that would dwarf a modern city. Asteroids that, no matter where they hit, would cause global destruction.
If you hit a large metropolitan area with an iron asteroid a mile across, that would be an unimaginable catastrophe for the local area as well as for the world. It would simply obliterate.
It would explode with 30,000 megatons of force. More power than the entire nuclear arsenals of all the armies of the world. People at ground zero would never know what hit them. Millions would die in the first instant. The air, superheated to 9,000 degrees, would ripple outward hundreds of miles, and millions more would perish. An entire metropolitan city would be wiped from the face of the earth. The impact would trigger an Armageddon of worldwide disasters. The initial impact would literally cause the whole planet to shake. Every major fault line could fail.
First is an earthquake that, depending on the size and speed of the impact, could be pretty severe, and it would be felt all over the world.
Billions of tons of earth, heated white hot, would be hurled into the atmosphere and then fall back to Earth, igniting fires over the entire planet.
These secondary impacts there'd be billions of them. They would be all over the world, and they would serve to raise the temperature of the whole atmosphere. If you're outside, you'd be facing temperatures as high as an oven set to broiling. There'd be ground fires, forest fires all over the planet. Anything that could burn would burn.
The intense seismic activity causes volcanoes worldwide to erupt, blasting ash and smoke into a sky already blackened by raging fires. A black cloud forms around the entire planet.
This is not a cloud that causes a day to be dull and gray. This would be a cloud that would cut off all sunlight. The day would be black, the night would be black, and it would probably last for a year.
As sunlight is cut off, the temperature drops and a nuclear winter scenario begins.
If it wasn't already wintertime, if it were the northern hemisphere summertime, you could convert summer to winter.
It would be raining. The rain would be so much laced with nitrous acid, it would be like the mother of all acid rains. Photosynthesis would shut down. Plants wouldn't be able to survive. People and animals that eat plants would not be able to survive. And creatures that eat plant-eating creatures wouldn't be able to survive. Death would just go right up the food chain. So it's like just about every environmental disaster you can think of, all happening. The day would be black, the night would be black, and it would probably last for a year.
For the Lord has a day of vengeance, a year of recompense for the cause of Zion.
The day would be black, the night would be black, and it would probably last for a year.
Will not the day of the Lord be darkness, not light, pitch dark, without a ray of brightness?
We have 500 days to avoid climate chaos. Very important issue of climate change, climate chaos, and we had, as I said, we had 500 days to avoid climate chaos.
The French Foreign Minister said, we have entered into the 500 days of climate chaos. It has begun. And there will be climate chaos in the next, coming up within 500 days, which takes us to September 24th, 2015. What's he talking about? Is he talking about something coming from, is there asteroid cluster on its way? I mean, what's he talking about? He's saying the fall of next year.
I believe the public announcement with the PR individuals was to mitigate a catastrophe. There are 500 days left. There's a 500-day window to mitigate it. But most people have agreed it's far too late to mitigate anything. There's nothing we can do. And it's coming anyway. So you're looking at, Pastor, it's important to let you know that they actually believe in the sixth seal of Revelation.
And I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks,
Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
You think it could be maybe the sixth seal?
Well, the celestial happenings are on their way. They're very real, and the sixth seal is troublesome. So everyone is going to be in a rush to determine, do they need to actually go and get the rest of the people and seal them in protected areas.
Great many changes that the populace of the earth will undergo. A great many changes. And the weather phenomenon is just one of those changes. The other change is something nobody can do anything about unless certain space agencies get together to attempt to mitigate what will happen. But there's really nothing they can do about it. They can wish, hope, and everything else, but it's still coming, and it's going to change just about everything.
Now, are you referring to that some type of meteorites or some type of asteroid or something is going to affect the Earth approximately 500 days from now, about the same time he's talking? Now, he made this statement, folks, on May the 13th. 500 days from then is actually September 23rd, September 24th, I believe it is, which is actually the Day of Atonement.
But there are massive asteroids orbiting near Earth. Asteroids that would dwarf a modern city. Asteroids that, no matter where they hit, would cause global destruction.
The second angel sounded his trumpet, and something like a huge mountain, all ablaze, was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned into blood. A third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed.
First is an earthquake that, depending on the size and speed of the impact, could be pretty severe, and it would be felt all over the world.
This is what the Lord Almighty says. In a little while I will once more shake the heavens and the earth, the sea and the dry land. I will shake all nations, and what is desired by all nations will come.
At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised, once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. People will flee to caves in the rocks, and to holes in the ground, from the fearful presence of the Lord, and the splendor of his majesty, when he rises to shake the earth. Wail, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like destruction from the Almighty. Because of this, all hands will go limp. Every heart will melt with fear. Terror will seize them. Pain and anguish will grip them. They will writhe like a woman in labor. They will look aghast at each other, their faces aflame. See, the day of the Lord is coming, a cruel day, with wrath and fierce anger, to make the land desolate, and destroy the sinners within it. The stars of heaven and their constellations will not show their light. The rising sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. I will punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins. I will put an end to the arrogance of the haughty, and will humble the pride of the ruthless. I will make people scarcer than pure gold, more rare than the gold of Ophir. Therefore I will make the heavens tremble, and the earth will shake from its place at the wrath of the Lord Almighty, in the day of his burning anger.
There will be ground fires, forest fires all over the planet. Anything that could burn would burn.
The first angel sounded his trumpet, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down on the earth. A third of the earth was burned up, a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up.
But the day of the Lord will come like a thief. The heavens will disappear with a roar. The elements will be destroyed by fire, and the earth and everything done in it will be laid bare.